And in other news, the Virgin Islands Police Department are continuing their saturation patrol in our territory to combat crime. News Channel 8's Wes Small has an exclusive interview with Deputy Police Chief Chris Howell.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. As we go into another weekend in paradise, we have to wonder, will we be hearing those vibrations over our homes? But on a serious note, it's all part of the V.I.P.D. saturation patrol. And from all accounts, it is working. Several arrests have come up, and also some contraband, and also some weapons. And I guess the overall just appearance of you guys, and that's what Chief Benta put out in the press this morning, that it looks like the hot spots have started to get less and less crowded. All right, Chief, tell us I know you've gotten some flax about the choppers at night and everything, but perhaps you want to tell us what brought this initiative on and why it's happening.
Well, we have gotten some flack over it, but relatively speaking, I think it's been overwhelming that the public is in support of it. And you're always going to have a percentage of people that don't like it, and for obvious reasons. But it is a great tool that's been made available to us, and we're going to continue to utilize it as long as it's there. And basically the reason we took it on in this manner is we had the saturated patrols. They've been running for about a month, and they've been, as you alluded to, they've been very successful. They've got 20-some arrests. They've gotten 5 guns off the street, lots of drugs, and they've done that proactive police work that really was lacking, because our regular patrol guys are so inundated with the cases that are just coming up on an hourly, in some case minutely basis. So these guys have been out there aggressively hitting the hot spots. They've been very aggressive in traffic stops. They've been out targeting individuals that we know are involved in crime, and they're out there looking for trouble. And the helicopter does provide a definite advantage to them, both for officer safety and just another viewpoint or another way to look at the situation and see what's happening around them, and even spotting trouble before it starts. And it can cover such an area in such a short period of time. It is a wonderful asset available to us. So,
right. Chief, when people hear these things going over their homes, or they see spotlights, or they see activity, is there a certain procedure that they should do? And should they also make some calls just to make sure that everything's all right? Maybe they see some type of activity after the choppers come, people scattering, and maybe, I don't know, maybe they want to call. What's the protocol if these choppers are over the is it just like maybe just stay indoors and just continue doing what you normally do?
Well, they should handle it the same way they handle regular police presence. I mean, certainly we know people are curious. They want to take a walk outside and see what's going on,
yeah.
and that it really doesn't add any advantage to us if they call in and say, hey, the helicopter's over our neighborhood. However, if you do see activity as a result of the helicopter being there, certainly we would like to know that. If you see something that's out of the ordinary, if you see perhaps someone, people
scurrying in one area.
Right. Yeah, it could be a number of things, and we rely on people's good judgment when they see stuff like that. Certainly people, if they see something that's suspicious in nature and they find it suspicious, we'd be interested to know it as well. So, and we can multiply our forces if the police department has a community that's involved with them. We certainly can be more effective. So we do want to know that information, and they can provide that information to 911. If it's something that isn't pressing or not happening at the time, they find out after the fact, certainly they don't need to call 911 with that, but we'd ask them to call in the Crime Stoppers and say, hey, the other night the helicopter was up and we saw something. We didn't think about it at the time, but maybe this is of interest to you, and we'd like to know that information, certainly.
Good news, knock on wood, I'd like to do on my head that crime is down for now, at least serious crime. Let's keep it that way. Neighbors, look out for neighbors as we approach this weekend. All right, with the Deputy Chief, Chris Howell, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Chris Howell. It's good to know you're out there. Well, the topic of health and Medicare was discussed recently at the Government House this week. Tonight, we hear from a Virgin Islands senator and the CEO of Governor Roy Lester Schneider Hospital.
Well, right after the governor announced his task force on Medicare, Medicaid, health care reform, I saw the CEO of the Schneider Hospital. He mentioned Schneider Hospital a couple of times. So how do you think this is going to benefit us?
Actually, this is a great benefit to the citizens of the Virgin Islands because it'll afford them the opportunity to have access to federal funds that they did not have before.
And you feel good about that, right?
Yes,
overall
absolutely.
As a CEO.
Yes.
Because Snyder, Louis, and all the hospitals have needed that help, right?
Yes, we're the safety net hospital for the Virgin Islands on the island of St. Thomas and St. John, and it'll give us an opportunity to receive funds that will help us enhance our services.
I'm with Senator Sproul, who was here today at this announcement by the governor about the task force. Since it's health, and he's head of the health committee, Senator Sproul, what do you think?
I think it's a very great opportunity for me, not only for the 28 legislature, but you see both the legislature and the executive branch working together for the better health care for the territory, making sure we utilize everything to the fullest ability, and if there's any changes that needs to be done to the law to make sure we have better access, this is something that we have to do, and we move forward in a direct way.
Now, you've been looking at this, right?
Yes.
What do you think overall? Are we going to get some of those things that drop through the cracks here?
Well, I think both the delegate and the governor is definitely working very hard and trying to make sure whatever opportunities the Virgin Islands can get for the residents, that we will get. So those things that will slip through the cracks, I think we will try definitely to see what can be done, and if it's possible, we will definitely be getting it.
And thanks, Lee Carl in St. Thomas. Well, the dynamic young political group Generation Now says your chance of registering for their upcoming leadership conference, which is called Fueling the Flame, Empowering Tomorrow's Leaders, is running out. Tomorrow, on Saturday, you can register for Generation Now at their headquarters in Peter's Rest, which is next to Napoleon's Pizza. You can register from 9 a.m. until noon on Saturday. And also on Monday, you can register at the headquarters between 5:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. The phone number for Generation Now is 643-1710, or email them at gnowvi@gmail.com. And when we come back from this break, we'll take a look at your Caribbean report. Stay with us on Channel 8.